Hey now, everybody, it's Rick Gazarian, and I am sitting with a famous person from our community, a name that many people who are focusing on the Pacific should know or need to know. I'm sitting with Cramer Cain from the Nauru Consulate in Brisbane, if I got that correct.
Correct.
So, Cramer, please introduce yourself and tell me what is your role.
Thank you, Rick. Good to meet you, finally.
Likewise.
We've been on the emails for many times.
Couple of years.
Cramer Cain, I'm with the Nauru Consulate here in Brisbane, based in Brisbane, but also work for Nauru Tourism. And as probably most of you know, that's been the contact to get all the visas as quickly as I can sometimes to go to Nauru. And I've been with tourism with about 3 years now, working in the consulate. And that's been primarily my role to help with visa applications and stuff like that to get back home to Nauru.
Thanks, Cramer. And as we're discussing before we started recording, there was no real focus on tourism until several years ago.
No. Yeah, there's always been a tourism department, but there was no real push for tourism. We don't have like a big marketing campaign to come to Nauru or anything like that. But in the last 3 years, and I think especially since COVID and all that, people have been wanting to travel a lot more. And Nauru being one of the harder places to get to. There's been a really big push and interest in getting there, and not that we planned anything. This, part of our NSDS, the government, is just to create a small-scale sustainable tourism sector. And we thought, okay, we'll just try, numbers out and see how we go, and help, see what figures, what kind of, figures we can do per year, per month, per week.
And you shared with me those numbers over the last 3 years.
Well, we were aiming for. Because of the, as you know, limited accommodation and limited activities back home and all that, we said, look, let's just work on 10 people a week, 50 a month, 600 a year. And we're very proud to say that in 3 years that I've started, January 2023 till now, January 2026, just last month, the figures were up to 1,900 people in 3 years. And that's the biggest numbers we've ever had in the history of the tourism in the country, let alone, that many people visiting Nauru.
Congratulations on achieving that. And the other great thing is it's low impact, sustainable travel with these low numbers, but they're also putting money directly into the pockets of local business people and restaurant owners. What's the direct monetary contribution, would you say, to the country?
Well, one of these... This plane is very important as well.
I agree.
This is the only way to get to Nauru as far as, on the plane, our own airline, we own our own hotels, even though they're locally owned and all that, they're government-owned hotels, but everything pretty much goes back straight into the economy, from the airfare to where you're staying to, where you eat and everything. So it's 10,000 people, 8,000 cousins. That's one of our big jokes. But everything just goes straight back into the economy. So we're really happy about that. It's a lot more people, a lot more B&Bs and new places of accommodation. When I first started, there were only 3 main places to go to, and one of them now is defunct. But since then, we've got about 8 or 9 choices in 3 years. They've seen that a lot of tourists have come through. They see, rental has started up, car rental, bike rentals, those sort of stuff that you normally didn't have literally, 10 years ago kind of thing. There's a big push in that as well, and places to eat, and
infrastructure for tourism is slowly growing around the demand that's growing. Speaking of the airline, obviously Nauru is a pretty remote country. From my understanding, there's 3 gateways. You're either coming in from Kiribati, Fiji, and Brisbane.
Yes, or from the Northern Micronesia region, you'll be coming from Palau, FSM, Ponape, Marshall Islands, and yes, Kiribati, Christmas Island, Nandi, and from here, from the what we call the main hub is Brisbane. From Australia.
So for those who are chasing 193 in the Pacific, We know you have the United Hopper, which you can take. And then another thing that should be on your radar screen is the Nauru Hopper, as you just said.
Yes, the island hopper from Palau.
Yeah, so you can do Palau right through Nauru and end in Brisbane. So that's an effective way to knock off a lot of countries of the sovereign nations in that country. Let's talk about the mechanics. In essence, you're the only country in the Pacific that requires a visa for most people.
Yeah.
And you are the initial touch point for everybody in the community.
Yes.
And kind of describe the process and what's required to get a visa these days. It's a lot less paperwork from several years ago, I believe.
Yes.
When you needed like police reports or medical reports.
Medical. You don't need all that now, luckily.
So explain the process of the paperwork initially goes to you, then explain the time frame and who else touches it before you hear back and get the visa.
So I'll get an email from, someone interested to go to Nauru. They email me here at the consulate, and then I gather all their information and do a bit of a background check as well, because they want to know who's coming in. And
Like when you say that, you mean like a Google search?
Google search, Facebooks, that kind of things.
Okay.
We do that because they want to know that these are genuine tourists going through, and not media or anything like that. In that sense, that And I gather all the paperwork. I then send that to Nauru Immigration back home. We've had a chat since, when I first started. They said, look, we're happy that if you can deal with, the tourist side of things, that'll make both our jobs a bit easier for you guys beginning, and also for us in that sense. So I gather, and what the requirements are is the passport, the inbound, outbound ticket, accommodation proof, your application form, the actual visa application form,
employment form,
your employment proof as well, and then it's a $50 Australian visa fee for the application. And
then sorry to jump in, and you need. The way you accept that money, you have a bank account in Australia, so that 50 AUD needs to be wired to that bank account.
Yes.
And then usually a more cost-effective way is to either use Wise or Revolut to send that money to that bank account.
In those payments,
So you get all of this proof of life paperwork from someone from our community. You gather it up, you do a Google search to that they are a upstanding global citizen.
Correct.
Then what happens?
And then I send it to Nauru, email them to Nauru, to the Nauru Immigration Office, and they then process it. And there is sometimes a bit of waiting time. It's actually potluck. I'll be totally honest. Some people have done it in a week. Some people have done it in a few weeks. Some people have done it a couple of months. There is a 6-month validity window where you can't apply for a visa beyond 6 months. And sometimes, with just island time processing, I always kind of say, give me 6 to 8 weeks. That's around a good time to apply for it then. 6 to 8 weeks before your intended date of, travel date.
Is there any best practices the traveler can utilize or implement to speed that up, or is it really just luck of the draw, as you're kind of saying?
It is really luck of the draw. I don't have any. I can only keep pushing with ringing them up or emailing them, but it's really the timing of the immigration that it's up to them. Their timing of when they process it. It's still kind of fresh to them, this whole tourism thing. Even though we've been in it for 3 years, it's kind of still fresh, and they're a little bit. They were very tentative at first, but now they know that there is a lot more interest in tourists coming over, and so they'll slowly if you're coming in January and it's August, they'll be looking at August and September first, and they're looking at it slowly, month by month in that sense. But as I was saying in the emails, I know you're concerned that it's coming up and you're traveling soon and all that, but you will get the visa. I do push for it very hard to say, look, these guys are traveling soon. They want to be organized. They want to know that they want to feel safe that they'll be able to do the leg. And yes, expensive tickets and accommodation to be that you guys have to spend. But I'm happy to say that 99.9%, apart from people who've actually cancelled their trip, all of the visas in the 3 years that I've done,
they make it there eventually.
Yeah.
And Cramer, I don't know if you have an anecdote. You mentioned you do a little bit of due diligence. You're Googling around these names. Have you seen anything funny, weird, scary? Did you reject anybody? Anybody throw you off a little bit?
No. I think 90% have been actually genuine. I can see from the pages that they are travelers. Luckily, you guys share a bit in that sense. So I haven't had any. I did have a group from Nigeria one time. There were 10 of them, and they didn't look very. But that was about it. I think even immigration were like, I don't think these guys are genuine. And it felt like one of those letters.
From the prince?
From the prince of emails, India emails kind of thing. Yeah, but no. Apart from that, it's been luckily, touch wood. It's been all of the applicants have been very genuine and also more importantly, I've had a lot of more positive feedback of their time on the island too. It's a very small place, we're very new tourism. There's not much to do, but they love it. Yeah.
And you made that little anecdote of the cousins on the island.
Yeah.
And you just said, small place.
Small place.
And
everybody knows each other. Yeah.
And I just got back from Nauru, as you know.
Yes.
And I was at a coffee shop and drinking coffee with the owner, who happens to be a very good friend of yours.
Very good friend of mine, yes. Richie, he went to school in Australia too. So that's why, got the same birthday.
Same Richie, birthday, so we'll have to celebrate that when that comes up. One of the other challenges is booking hotels on the island. 2 reasons. One, there's limited supply, but 2, in general, you can't book them online. So I was lucky to find one apartment online on booking.com, but unfortunately they canceled my reservation.
Right. And
then I went back at the last moment and I was able to get a room at Goodworks Hotel. But in general, it's not a very mature market in terms of posting hotels on the OTA.
No.
Any 2 cents here of best practices because I've heard people having a challenge of getting the hotels to respond or whatnot. Any thoughts there or?
Look, it's literally is a communication between yourself and the hotel in that sense. I have contacts with them. And sometimes, when emails come back to me, go, look, we've been trying so hard, trying to get in touch with these people, and there's no responses, or there hasn't been a response since then. So that's when sometimes I do step in because I do know a lot of the owners, and especially with Goodworks too. They're good friends of mine, Alcana and Moraline, and I've got contacts in Manning Hotel and stuff like that. Then I'll kind of give them a call. It's not so much the main number, but it's someone there to go and knock on the reception and go, hey, have you responded to these bills? So
another job.
Yeah, another job.
Another unofficial job duty of yours.
Yeah.
When you visit Nauru, to me, it's kind of a vibe place. There's no Taj Mahal there. There's no Great Wall of China there. What's kind of an experience or something to do? Like, you're obviously a Nauruan native. Nauruan native. Give us your 2 cents of something fun or unique that you would tell someone to do.
It's definitely a country that's, if you want an off the beaten track destination, it really is. It's off the beaten track. If you're looking for cocktails by the beach, go to Fiji. By the swimming pool, it's not nothing like that. It's more culturally and people orientated. You got to meet the locals. You got to see the very unique landscape from the phosphate mining there, the pinnacles. It takes 4 hours to walk around the island. That's walking fast. It takes 25 minutes to drive around the whole place. And it's just unique in that sense. I'm biased. I grew up there, and I'm also working here in that sense. But I also get really surprised at what the feedback I get. What things that I wouldn't see normally. That the tourists come back and say, "Oh, I really love going up to that part of the island and seeing and meeting people there. And I was, oh, okay, that's great. So even the locals are now, they're opening it up a bit more to allowing not just conversations, but allowing people to come on their land and, and pass through there and kind of thing. Whereas before it was more like, hey, what are you doing coming through here kind of thing. But no, they're opening it up to seeing that there are a lot more tourists coming through and, a lot of positive feedback, from them.
Great to hear. Now, your main job is facilitating tourism to Nauru,
Yep.
which you love and you're very passionate about, but there's possibly even a bigger passion. And tell me a little bit about your other vocation besides promoting tourism in Nauru.
No, that's the side job. No, the real passion, yes. I love acting. I'm an actor in Australia. I've done it for 34 years. Been an actor since 94, 32 years. And that's the real passion in the sense, I've done films and TV and stuff like that and got an agent here in Australia. And when it comes to the crunch, that's the real dream to be on movie sets and film sets and TV
and you just told me you did some films with Thor and Superman. In those roles.
That's coming out this year. Hopefully this year. Voltron and Subversion, which they shot here in Queensland.
Okay. And
big action films. And
you also you shared with us before the recording this amazing project you just literally finished up, I think, several days ago, and you kind of made history in Nauru.
Yeah. We shot for the first time in the history of our country. We shot a short film, a fictional short film set in Nauru in 1842. So it was very hard to find bush where there's no houses and shoot. That they pretend it was a very deserted island in that sense. But first time in history that we were allowed to shoot a film in Nauru, and that is part of history. We're very proud of it. It's a small film. We're going to come back in May to show the government and the people, and hopefully if it's a thumbs up from everyone, then we'll share it on social media, I guess, but more short film festivals around the world and around the Pacific, and they'll be like, that's the first ever film to come out from Nauru ever.
Congratulations on that.
Thank
I
you.
think that will become, in essence, required viewing from anybody in our community who's coming to Nauru. They're going to want to watch that
Absolutely,
film.
I hope so. Yeah.
I want to thank you for your time. Before we finish up our conversation, any other final words or 2 cents you want to share about people from the Chasing 193 Every Passport Stamp community coming to Nauru?
I guess one of the things I always wanted to say, and I can't really say it in the email, is be patient. Be patient. The process can be a little bit, slow. But as I said, the visas finally get there. You will get your visa. It can be a slow process, but be very patient. It's not totally up to me. It's up to the Nauru immigration.
Couple cooks in the kitchen.
Yes, that's it. And once I do push hard to make it as quick as I can, but I do also push hard to make it as less concerning for you and less panicky for you that you're not going to get
You're on the job.
Yeah.
And Cramer, what's the best way for people to reach out to you to start the process?
Just straight to email me, cramer.cain@brisbane.gov.nr. Cramer, CRAMER.Cain, you put it up, at brisbane.gov.nr, and then we'll just go from there. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Cramer.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Great to meet you.
Safe travels to you all, and ikumuramo atinaro, which means welcome from Nauru. Cheers.